People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, bro. Come on.
Because you always use that active red light defending. I think it's like. Because you always use that active red light defending. I think it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, bro. Come on.
Like Uncle Ian just said, people deluded, I'm back again. First things first, hope everyone's doing well and safe. Hope last week was great for you. Hope you all enjoyed your weekend. And I hope where you and your loved ones are concerned, first and foremost, this week brings nothing but physical health. Without health, we're dead. And where your personal, private goals, hopes, dreams, ambitions, aspirations, all of that good stuff, I wish you lot the best, people. As usual, appreciative of you lot supporting my platforms on Twitch and YouTube. Obviously, we've hit 50,000 on YouTube. Thank you very much. Great way to start the week and, you know, journey to 100 plus now. Obviously, extra good morning if you're an Arsenal fan. Obviously, you know, it was a great weekend. We saw Spurs, Chester United in the mud. Spurs got dealt with. You know, the scoreline flatters United a bit because City switched off and Martial came and bagged his little brace, but City dealt with them, you know, so it's been a good one. Liverpool dropped points, who we've got next week. It's unfortunate that, you know, Patrick Vieira couldn't do a job against Chelsea, but it is what it is. And the more people around us for top four that drop points, the better. As usual, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night. I'm still live at 11:30, just purely because I'm ahead of stuff. I normally, you lot won't see it, but in the morning, I normally just read through the Arsenal topics and, you know, just draw my own think pieces and write little stuff on my booklets. So I thought, you know what? Why not do that with you lot? Obviously, conscious of time, this particular stream is going to be slightly shorter. We head into 11:30 straight after this, more or less, and the show continues in it. So, yeah, talking points, etc. Make sure you get them on. It's Spurs, Chester United, blood. Who cares, blood? G1, you said you're a Real Madrid fan. You lot give a lot of bants, but can't take it, mate. A man said 50K, 50. Congrats to 50K, 100K. We're coming through head voice. Crazy. Big up the Napoli fans, man. Can't believe we dropped points to them punks. I can, because United were better than us on the day, innit? And we were naive defensively. There was a lot of naiveties even in City. Slightly Edison played Buki. It was a great goal by Anthony. Could he have done better? Ruben Diaz, I think, has given away the penalty. And I do think in the second half, City took their foot off the gas to go with United needing to, you know, we need to, obviously, with United having to put some pride in the performance. But boy, that first half was not pretty. It genuinely could have been 7. It was a fantastic game for the neutrals. Everyone's going to take a beating against City. I just hope Arteta, Gabriel Jesus, and Zinchenko, they probably still have Pep Guardiola's number. Listen, if you're going to win, little 2-3-1, respectable thing, let us look good in that, man. No, we have to respect a cultural club like United. Fuck that. I don't support Man United. Obviously, I respect the club. I don't respect you. Like, you lot chat a lot of shit. Your fans chat a lot of shit. All fans chat nonsense. So and I just feel with Man United, you lot give it, you can't take it. Like, you genuinely can't take it. So forget all of that. I'm happy for you as well, man. Don't forget to hit the like button. Any talking points, feel no sort of way. Appreciate all the early birds. Massive game coming up against Liverpool. Will tell a lot about our season. Oh, massive game. Yeah, you lost to United, which I would have preferred to. Well, I'm not going to say I would have preferred to beat United over Spurs, but I would have loved to win at Old Trafford, because these mental hoodoos is what you have to defeat if you want to do better than what you was doing. Spurs is obviously lovely, but you got a big test against Liverpool. Obviously, Liverpool's form's been all over the shop. Fortunate to get a point. They are going to, pardon me, significantly improve for us. Obviously, they have our number. So for me, Liverpool's form's irrelevant. Liverpool have been battering us week in, week out for years now, home and away. So we need to act like it's the prime Liverpool side, Salah in top form, Mane in top form, etc., and rise to the occasion. And obviously, like you saw at the Emirates, play on the home fans. It's a different story at Old Trafford. It's a different story at the Bridge, different story at White Hart Lane, different story at Anfield. But the fans, them, are doing their best to make, you know, obviously, I wouldn't quite say it's a fortress yet, but we're doing what we can to move into that territory. And the players feed off it. You look at our players, you know, Aubameyang used to, we've got emotional players here. The young Highlanders, they feed off the fans. Xhaka feeds off the fans. For me, Martinelli is not no different there. Jesus as well, Zinchenko slightly, Gabriel, Saliba, you know, again, that's the biggest thing I've loved from Arteta since he's walked in this club. He spoke on, and I used to look at him like, right, there's, you know, you got to fix the pitch first. But he used to say, listen, fans, players, everybody, we need to sing from the same hymn sheet and have a siege mentality, really and truly. Liverpool are a bad team. We really trashed them. Yeah, if you're a Napoli fan, wouldn't mind us putting in a cheeky bid for Tossart. His contract's running down and he bagged the hattie, really. Don't think I've seen a better penalty than United yesterday. That was confident from Martial. Still, big up. Oh, it's a great Monday to be an Arsenal fan, and 50k. Congrats, DG. Keep it going. As I will with you lot support. How can I? You know, Arsenal fans, learn to crawl before you can walk. Exactly. You know, I don't know who's talking about title race. Obviously, run the banter. It's nice to be there, but we need to defeat ourselves. You know, we're our biggest enemies. We sometimes press the we sometimes press the self-capitulation button, in my opinion. Like there was, if we're talking really to get to the next level, we were good against Spurs. I dare I say great, but last 10, 15 of that first half, you know, when you start, we did score in the first 20, but could we have scored more? The goal we conceded, in fact, the chances we were giving away, you know, Richarlison, where I think Ramsdale's made a little save in the first opening moments, which at the time Spurs didn't offer nothing, and that was their best chance. So we need to do better there. Obviously, the penalty, you know, Xhaka could have done better. Gabriel could have done better. Potentially Saliba with the header could have done better. You know, Zinchenko is out of position. Xhaka, Partey not doing good enough. You look on the transition, it initially is, and we're going to focus on that part at 11:30, but it's 7 against 3, you know, and on the transition, the biggest improvements we've made is off the ball. And I know Arteta and the boys would be let down because there was many periods we could have stopped that. But that's what you got to do. You got to work on the good and turn the good into great. And you've always got to find improvements. I don't think we needed to concede. The penalty is probably the one legit penalty Spurs have been given out against us in recent years that you could say, yeah, it is. So we need to do better there. But I think we react, and we only held on to that lead for 8 to 10 minutes, people. So that needs to improve, obviously. But there was good things. There was resilience. There was obviously, we got 3 goals. I think we managed the game. We came out in the second half good. We started the game well. We took it to them. You know, in previous years, maybe not so much under Arteta, but you know, Spurs might have went on to win that 2-1, or it would have stayed 1-1, and the full guy would have been Xhaka or Gabriel. What I have liked this season is that everybody's human. We're going to make mistakes. Just get on with it, really. These are 1-2 minute flashpoints. So there are still several gears to go up, several things we can improve on, but we're moving in the right direction. In fact, you know what? As much as I said, we'll focus on that at 11:30. Forget all of that. We're here now, innit, people? So we might as well do it now. Smash the like button. But as I was saying, yeah, with the goal we conceded. Now, we scored some very good goals. I'll circle back on my notes. I did like Xhaka's goal because fair enough, Spurs are down to 10 men. That's their business. If you look at it, Saliba's giving it to Gabriel. I think Gabriel's got it. He's played a little. He's tried to play a pass. Højbjerg's been robbed of it by Partey. Partey and Xhaka have taken over proceedings. Martinelli's done the dribble and, you know, Xhaka slapped it in, and we got that safety net, really and truly. I did like the first goal for obvious reasons. It was, you know, about 20 key passes before obviously a fantastic strike from Partey. As I said, to go to that next level, dare I say, 20 minutes in is taking a fantastic effort from an unlikely source in Partey to score. So to go to that next level, can we cook them earlier? Can we do a thing earlier? But we were perfect. You know, one bad point I would say is the transition. You know, City are a great team on the ball. We could be here all day waffling about Haaland, Kevin, Grealish, Foden, all them guys. G1's a United fan. He could lead the role here about how they played yesterday. But it's off the ball that makes the difference. United were terrible off the ball for those goals. City were fantastic on it, you know. And if we're that's a key part of what Arteta has been doing. But if you remember correctly, Saka, who, you know, was doing quite well on the right hand side, he skipped past Lynette, I believe. You know, Bentancur's intercepted it. It's gone to Son. Now, at this point, we're caught against the transition. There's about 7 of our players, and there is others, but there's about 7. First key point, Zinchenko. This was an attacking phase. Zinchenko is out of position. You know, Zinchenko's out of position. Gabriel's having to half cover. Saliba's on his J's. Ben White, Xhaka, Jesus, Saka, Partey. The whole team's caught. It's good play from Son, because Son, we done a good job with Son and Kane. We kept them quiet. But, you know, Son did well. You know, he's very narrow. He's played a 1-2, if you remember, with Kane, you know, and Partey's been there. Partey's tried to make the challenge. It was dead. We're at 6s and 7s. We're at their mercy. The ball's eventually gone out to Richarlison. Potentially, if Zinchenko is there, maybe it doesn't happen, but we're caught. If you remember, skipping ahead across a bit, people, eventually skipping a few steps, as I said, you know, Ramsdale's come off his line. And I think initially, Ramsdale did quite well for me. You know, Richarlison's done well to hold it up as well. Obviously, at this point, you know, everybody's in the box. Let's put Xhaka and Gabriel next to each other for key reasons. White's there, you know, Kane's in the box for a couple, you know, Kane's in the box. Let's make it a bit more pleasing on the eye. Kane's there. And yeah, just because it's going to get all muddied for you lot, people. If you lot remember, initially we've slowed down the threat. Now, Richarlison's tried to smash the like button, and don't forget, we go live at the ball in the box. Saliba's dealt with the header. Now, I don't blame Saliba. Like I said, there's several phases of play. Gabriel's the full guy, but the game could have been, you know, this could have been eradicated way before. I don't blame Saliba. He's made a header. Obviously, it's fallen to Xhaka. Xhaka's tried to do some 1-2 thing. Maybe, again, Xhaka, you're more experienced and you did well. Could you just hook it clear? Defense, you know, sort of thing. Just defend first. We didn't. We've tried to play a cheeky 1-2. Obviously, putting Gabriel over there. We've tried to play a cheeky 1-2. Putting Ramsdale back. So Richarlison's clocked it. Obviously, Gabriel's doing the bozo thing. I don't know why he's sliding in the box. He has to hold his hands up. He slid. He's given away a penalty. That's that, really. This is the issue. Now, like I said, we did fantastic, but that is them sort of things there that we have to do better. I did like the third goal just because, if you remember, it's a they're down to 10 men, but who cares? It's simple 1-2s between Xhaka and Partey, skipping ahead across. Martinelli's gone on some darting, runting. You know, again, Bentancur and Dyer in the back three have gone to sleep. You know, Martinelli tried to do some dribble thing. It didn't bang. Obviously, skipping ahead, and, you know, this ain't the best of graphics. Xhaka's obviously taken a touch, and then he's gone in and finished in it. So there was many good things that we did in that game as well. If I go back and look at my notes, as I said, people, in terms of improvements, well, positives, I'd say I did like Zinchenko in that inverted role, apart from maybe could have done better for the goal, not alone. Did like him there. I think Martinelli and Saka were constant threats, especially Saka ain't got no goals or assists to match. Did like how Ben White played. Generally like how Gabriel and Saliba played, especially Saliba. The man's cool, composed, calm and collected. You know, he can defend, he can play, he doesn't panic. He's a titan, he's a colossal defender, really. And, you know, let's let him develop. But I do believe he could be one of the best centre-backs in the game one day if he keeps developing. Like I said, he's 21. Xhaka and Partey bossed it as well. Jesus is a Spartan, deserved his goal, took advantage of the silly mistake from Lloris/Romero. And again, that's what you get. We kept Spurs in their own half. We kept them pending. We kept the pressure. Every time they cleared it, it is Saka off that right wing. For Arsenal fans, he didn't get a goal or an assist, but I think he deserves a lot more praise for how he played. Watching the game again, in fact, it's in front of me as well. I think we were brave. I think we was confident. I think we reacted to setbacks. I think we kept our heads when they tried to rattle us. I think we did well to score early in the second half. Obviously, Son's played a key role into getting the penalty. Kane's obviously scored and continues his good record, but realistically, we kept them quiet. Out of all three of them, Richarlison was probably the one that was probably on stuff, really and truly. We attacked with intent. I did like a couple of times the shots were blocked, but we was knocking it from side to side, but people were shooting. Partey tried a next shot. It was nice to see us shooting from outside the area, and obviously we could do better at that. But, you know, you've seen what it's Fabio Vieira, Saliba, and obviously Partey. Maybe someone else has scored from outside the area, but it's nice to see if you pull the trigger, it happens. By all means, I do want you to shoot, but don't force it. Keep doing that. You know, I do think that even when we scored the second goal, even when the second goal came, we kept trying to sustain the attacks. We didn't let them breathe. A couple of times we had shot blocks, and I did like the 12 key passes that I counted until Saka's shot, which obviously led to Romero and Hugo Lloris peeing about, which I'm not going to complain about. So largely we did all right, man. There were some periods where obviously we weren't following runners. I think at a time, Richarlison, Perisic, Emerson Royal is rubbish, but Emerson Royal, they were probably getting too much space. And as I said, in terms of game management, we conceded that penalty 8 or 9 to 10 minutes after we scored. So we need to get better. Liverpool might not give you them same luxuries, really and truly. As I said, I did like the build-up play for the third goal. It was a silly goal to concede, but there's always positives. There's always somewhat negatives that we can build upon. But yeah, we did our thing. Even leading to the first goal, there was 22 odd passes. So that was fantastic. You know, everything Arteta did worked, innit? You know, even down to the subs. You watching the game again, you know, they wouldn't catch your eye necessarily, but I think if you watch the game again, they did quite well in that regards as well, people. 37 likes, people. We could do a much better than that, couldn't we? So, yeah, man, it is what it is where my thoughts in relation to that is. So, yeah, I don't think I've got anything more on that. So, yeah, man, it's always nice to win and do what we need to do, but we need to keep going, essentially. Simple as. Arsenal 3-1. Spurs reaction. Don't know what Conte was on because how he didn't get how he can say, you know, how he can, you know, say that Emerson Royal shouldn't have been sent off. Sour grapes, man. Please don't go, Saliba. Don't go away. Saka and Martinelli were rinsing their opponents. Hopefully they do the same against Liverpool. Never a red, never a pen game in the mud. I hear that, but I mean, anytime you're treading on someone's thing, it's dead, man. Gabriel loves doing the leader thing and takes matters into his own hands at dumb times sometimes. He just needs to think, man. You know, as much as he just needs to think, bro. And I do think he gets scapegoated because, as I said, Gabriel slid. He's done dumb things, but there's a transition. The United one, I don't know why he's charging out of defense, but again, it goes back to the midfield. Fulham, he has to hold his hands up. And I must admit, when it comes to Gabriel, I don't expect you to wake up tomorrow and be the finished article, but these mistakes kind of need to be a bit more spaced out. They happen a bit frequently. You've been here a lot now, you know, Saliba, Ben White. Not that I want anyone to make mistakes. Everyone is going to make mistakes. Everyone has made mistakes and we've reacted, but I like Gabriel. He's aggressive. He's a leader. You know, I do think he's at his best where he constantly has to focus. I think sometimes where you just have to cool off in a game, I think his mind goes a bit cold things. I think he's best when you just have to consistently defend. But as you said, sometimes just be smart. And as I listen, we've never played professional football, but we know anytime you go to the ground, you have to win the ball. You know, Saliba very rarely does the slide tackle thing. But if you go back to the Palace game, first game of the season, fantastically timed tackle against Zaha in the box. Now, there's going to be times where Saliba makes mistakes, you know. He's not making Oliver skip. I do like how when Saliba's the last centre-back, he drops his shoulder, and obviously if he loses the ball, it's mad, but he never loses it. Not to wish bad luck on someone, but naturally, you're not always going to get away with that. The best defenders get caught, but I do wish Gabriel had a bit of the composure. You know, Gabriel, I like him. He's raw with it, but I need him to improve a bit, man. I need him to get better at that, man. And you're right. As I said, Khalid, there was many phases of play. There was many potential areas where we could have stopped it before it led to the penalty. So Gabriel has to hold his head up and obviously little slap in the face and fix up. But yeah, man. They had to put 3 defenders on Saka to keep him quiet. That's how scared they are. I mean, to be fair, you know, if you know someone's one of the danger, man, you're going to mark him up. One love, man. Hit the like button. Inner circle, appreciate you. Manny, 50,000. We keep going. Without you lot, you know, we keep going. New contract for Saliba is as important, if not more so, than Saka and Martinelli. I think they're all important, bro. There's no one more important than the other. They're all key players. There's all resale value. We all want them to be parts of how we build for the future. There's no Saka is more important. Martinelli is more important. Saliba is more important. They're 3 key players, really and truly. You tie them all down, really. Bro, I don't know about Van Dijk and what's going on there, bro. Look how high his foot is. It is a red. First time I thought it was a yellow. When I saw it, because I just thought he clamped it. When I saw it again, your foot shouldn't be that high. And for Emerson Royal, I couldn't tell him how to be a Premier League fullback. I've never been that. I'm a Sunday League one. But, you know, you spent £1 million on improving. What's going on? What you know, whoever you're giving that money to is swindling you. And if you remember, in that build up to that red card, I think Xhaka's done well defensively. He's fouled Martinelli. Martinelli's going back to goal. You know, Martinelli's going back. He's going nowhere. I don't know why he's done that. You know, one, he didn't need to necessarily make a lunge at it, but it's stupid. Whether it's a yellow, red, whatever, you've given the ref a decision to make, and boy, it's your fault. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. That's where I would be more pissed off if I was a Spurs fan. You didn't need to do that. Martinelli's running back towards his own goal. Why did you make the foul? And if you are going to foul him, push him over, take a yellow. Don't do that. Idiot boy. Oh, what is? It's a red for me, man. Do you think that Arsenal can beat Liverpool? I don't know, because we need to get over that mental block when we play Liverpool home and away, you know. End of the day, every game's different, sort of thing. So I think we should be filled with a lot of confidence going into the game. I don't think overconfidence, and I don't breed that. You know, you've been winning every game apart from the United game, building block and all of these things, all the positive aspects to football there. You have you have a chance in it. There's probably never been a better time to play Liverpool, but form goes out the window, all that cliche stuff. So you're just going to need to stand up to be counted, really and truly. Don't forget, people, we go live at 11:30, same way. So, yeah, man, you just have to pattern up, man. Absolute howler, bro. Peasant, bro. Peasant. I see what you did there. Are you scared that you can lose 5 or 4 against City? No, really. If it shall be, it shall be, in it. What shall be, shall be. You know, just City are a quality team. What I would be annoyed is if we do what Man United did last night, in that you cheat yourselves. All I ask against a team like City is you can't be as good as them on the ball. Maybe not even off it, but you can be closer to them in how you deploy yourselves off the ball than on it. United let themselves. I spoke about midfield transition. You saw it in the at least for 2 of them goals City scored. Guys are just, it's like FIFA. Yeah, you know, blue shirts are just breezing through the middle, and United, the midfield was wrong. I think Ten Hag, maybe, I don't know for Casemiro, but maybe Scott McTominay and Casemiro and one of Ericsson or Bruno. Not that I'm blaming any single one, but they were too open. You know, too open, as well as being naive. I actually almost felt sorry for the defense. Like Lisandro Martinez, we got to run agendas, but he tried to hold it up, really. Even De Gea, he did, De Gea can say, at least I denied Kevin De Bruyne from scoring. It's crazy, man. Will Arsenal make top 4? I don't know, my guy. You know, we have to just keep going. We're in October. It's a long season in uncharted waters where you've got the World Cup, and the World Cup is one thing for the 3 to 5 Arsenal players that might go. What about the physical condition of the 20 odd? Because not just us, every team in the league has to stop, really. So it is a chance to, if you're Ten Hag, if you're Arteta, if you're Graham Potter, everyone who's joined teams at different aspects, but you're trying to, put new building blocks in place. You're gonna have a couple of weeks to do that, but we might go cold. I mean, that's the only thing, really. I think Arsenal have been able to play on the momentum collectively and individually. You know, when you look at Saliba, Ben White, and guys like this, when you're playing well, you never want to stop playing. You want to just sometimes ride on the player's form. So we'll have to see. And obviously the 20 odd players are there's rumors Arsenal are going to do a warm weather camp and all of these things. So we'll have to see. And it's a difficult month. We've started October fantastic, but there's 8 more games. Anthony Zabola still scored a very good goal. I do think him and Sancho kind of deserted their defensive duties. But yeah, man, I think sometimes he needs to cut the party tricks out. But I think Anthony's going to be a lit player for United, man. Can you name 3 players that you want to leave Arsenal? Well, half of them are gone, in it, really,